Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binaries. Welcome to the Chamber of the Wraith. My name is Barbara, and today we are going to be tackling the mightiest demon from the deepest, darkest pits of hell. But first, the December sign-in calendar. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to get more Stitch shards. Okay, cool. Those 10 lantern rings are going to come in handy, especially, and that 30 energy suit. I'll take care of some of these notifications later. Right now, we're going to be talking about the deadliest demon from hell, as I have called him. Where did he go? I think I went past him. Let's quickly search. That is not how you spell his name. I'm not great at typing. Etrigan! Etrigan the demon! Nasty little bugger, this guy is. Funny enough, I'm actually recording this after Wednesday's episode thanks to a slight snafu, but that's okay. Etrigan is, well, he's a demon. He's mystical. He is a mystical character. I believe he unlocks after 50 shards. I will have to double check. And he is quite potent. If I am wrong, I will put a correction in the pinned comment of this video down below. Now, what does Etrigan do? He hurts. A lot. Burning Hands is his primary attack, doing special damage and applying 10% true damage and heal immunity if Etrigan happens to be overhealed. This will be a theme we will be exploring later. His legendary buff lets him hit an opponent twice if Etrigan is overhealed. And this attack is nothing to sneeze at. Remember, Supergirl made the hitting twice property terrifying. Etrigan is not far behind. Next up is Raining Hellfire, doing special damage to all enemies. If another enemy is dead, use Burning Hands on a random enemy again, which, in case you are worried, does not mean he gets to use Burning Hand attack 3 times in one turn, thankfully. Using it against each living enemy reduces its cooldown by 1. Considering that Raining Hellfire has a 5-turn cooldown, using it early on becomes beneficial with this skill, as opposed to waiting for at least one enemy to go down, and then you roasting them. Next up is Merlin's Mystic Shield, granting 3 intelligence ups, stun immunity, and an overheal. He could get up to 4 intelligence ups, and his overheal amount is very high. At the start of battle, Etrigan gains crit immunity and an overheal, just from the start, which means, well, watch out. Gone, O Form of Man grants him, at the start, a 50% chance to use Merlin's Mystic Shield and gain crit immunity on enemy death. This can happen multiple times for multiple enemies getting killed, meaning that, let's say, you're in a PvE situation and you take out an entire wave in a single attack. Etrigan can use Merlin's Mystic Shield up to 4 times before the other enemies get to move in, meaning that he gets a ridiculous amount of intelligence ups, which means a crapload of special damage is coming your way. The legendary upgrade is gaining 5 intelligence ups, as if he didn't have enough intelligence ups when he's smoking people like a blunt. And finally, we have Jason Blood Chivalry. Gain 1 true sight and 35% turn meter if an enemy revives. 52% to use this at the start of Etrigan's turns if overhealed. It starts at 50% and it climbs fairly quickly. It goes 52, 54, 57, 60, 65, 75, 100% chance if overhealed. Meaning that which means that this fully upgraded guarantees that he gains True Sight. Now, True Sight is an ability that basically makes anybody with True Sight immune to the effects of taunt and invisibility, allowing them to target freely without being restricted by their foes. I do kind of wish it also either ignored evasion or reduced evasion's likelihood of happening somehow, because weirdly it doesn't, but tomato, I suppose. The legendary upgrade is 10 agility up, which means extra defense, which means taking less damage via this if legendary upgraded. Most of these are pretty solid. But speaking of pretty solid, let's do some upgrades, shall we? Let us get some upgrades done. Or I guess one upgrade. Still, that is Etrigan ready to go. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different since it's not going to be in the Wednesday episode because, again, I recorded it early by accident. Here it is. But we are going to be building a team with Etrigan in mind, meaning that we're going to try and build a team that complements him. How do we do that? We enable him. Enabling him including things like overheals and the like, which means we're going to need a character that provides overheals relatively freely. Lex Luthor in the lead, in his survival support suit, is just the thing. Next up, we're going to actually include Etrigan, since he's the star of the show, and we're going to include Star Sapphire as well, because every time he gets buffed, there's a chance he gains mends and crit immunity, but more importantly, mends. Mends overheal, and as a result, Etrigan is more likely to stick around and keep his overhealed buffs rolling. And finally, we're going to throw him on with a character that really... Oh, I completely lost track of what I was talking about. Sorry. Let's see here. Let's throw him on with Poison Ivy. Because again, buffs, overhealing, and more critically, Poison Ivy is capable of spreading and sharing Etrigan's buffs. Which is a huge deal, because that means all of a sudden everybody's getting intelligence ups, and if everybody's doing special damage, that is going to hurt. A lot. Now, let's have a quick peek at the PvP arena and see if it's worth anything. Otherwise, I'm going to go take Etrigan to another thing. Okay, we have 11,000, 10,000. Let's take a look at this team. Neutral. But you know what? That'll do the trick. That will do the trick. By the way, remember, these are not actual players. These are their teams, however. So, the focus is on Etrigan. And Etrigan, usually, is going to open with Merlin's Mystic Shield. Just get that overheal right away. It's obvious, but there's no reason for you not to. Oh, that must be a Poison Ivy thing. I was like, where the hell did the disease come from? Speaking of, copy 3 random buffs. Dun, 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 dun. All of a sudden, everybody's got intelligence up. Oh, don't worry, Phantom Stranger. We'll be coming for you later. Oh, one thing I should mention about heal immunity. Heal immunity, when it is applied, or when somebody dies during heal immunity, if they try to resurrect, it will fail. So Etrigan, like another character we will be talking about on Friday, is uniquely suited for taking on resurrectors like Solomon Grundy and Doomsday. Speaking of, though, let's count how many... Okay, he just has Doom, and I don't want Doom, so let's take care of that. And now he's really overhealed. Which means the opponent's going to have a hard time trying to kill him. And now we go on the offensive. Our target is Grail. As you can see, she's dead. She's just dead this time. I told you Etrigan hit like a truck. And there is the triggering of the buff. Boom. Yeah, he doesn't get any more overheal, but who cares? More intelligence ups, and he is going to get an opportunity to really bring the pain. Let's see. Let's disease this guy. You guys are not going to have a good time in a minute. Now, time to show off Raining Hellfire, which remember, healing or Burning Hands comes right after if an enemy's dead. Black Adam's dead. And now we have Phantom Stranger immunity shenanigans. See how it hits with 2 immunes there? That's because of the true damage, because it counts that separately. Let's see. Where did the heal immunity go? Oh, I guess it's gone after that one turn. That'll slow him down some. Well, extra stamina, never hurt nobody, and we take care of the Phantom Stranger. Remember that heal immunity. And he doesn't get up. That is Etrigan. And as you can see, he still gets it, even if he's already won. But that's a leftover of the fact that if you threw this guy in PvE, he would be devastating to go against the PvE because he is ramping up with all these intelligence ups. So, what can be done about the demon Etrigan? What can you do to stop him? Well, Etrigan is not overly fast for a start, so faster enemies are going to be a great way to take care of that. Shutting down his ability to heal is another great way of dealing with that. So things like heal immunity or heavy bleeds will do the trick. And above all else, whenever you can, just hit him a lot. Because focusing down on Etrigan prevents him from getting overheals. And if you have a fast enough target that prevents him from getting overhealed from Merlin's Mystic Shield, well, he effectively wasted his turn. The trick with Etrigan is making sure he stays overhealed. If he isn't overhealed, his effectiveness in battle is greatly reduced because he doesn't attack twice, he doesn't gain the ability to use his buff if somebody dies, lots of things. So making sure he stays not overhealed is a good way to handle that. And if you are worried about another character on the team a little more than Etrigan, like, say, Dr. Poison, which is perfectly valid, then you can just make sure he's not going to get overhealed with an AoE attacker, your physical attacker, and then just rain the pain on Dr. Poison. That's Etrigan in a nutshell, though. Get him overhealed, and he becomes one of the most terrifying characters in DC Legends in terms of raw damage. Seriously, watch out for this guy. He hurts. Next time, well, I kind of spoiled it before, but we're going to be taking a look at the ultimate, Doomsday. Don't forget to be awesome, my friends, and we'll see you guys on the other side.